Hey there, Chelsea here, MonarchAlley. I am a vintage lover, thrifter, and part-time reseller, and today I'm going over 10 sales of $75 or more that I made on platforms like Poshmark, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace. Make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be putting out more videos like this in the future with the hope of helping you make better sales. Before I dive into the 10 sales over $100, I have to give a shout out to 2 recent sales that were made from some of my supporters of my YouTube channel and my Instagram account. I have to give a shout out to Upcycle Shed for all the support, not only through my YouTube channel giving me uplifting comments, but also through a Poshmark purchase. She purchased these men's swim trunks and this really cute vintage Christmas sound maker? What? Noise maker? What do you call that thing? Regardless, I really appreciate the support. And also Amberly, who took advantage of a sale that I was offering over the weekend, 40% off. Amberly purchased like a really cute tie Beanie Boost plushie, a Harry Potter sweatshirt that I was this close to just taking off the market and keeping myself. So thank you so much for getting it out of my house, even though I love it so much. A pair of Old Navy jeans, and a cute Crew Cuts graphic t-shirt that says ready. Crew Cuts is like the J. Crew kids line. So anyway, shout out to you two. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And I encourage all of you to go follow them on Instagram or YouTube. I'll have their links below. All right, to go over these sales, I'm going to start with Poshmark. I love Poshmark because it's so easy to go back and look at all your previously sold data. eBay does not really have that capability. It kind of cuts off your information after a certain time point. So anyway, luckily I do have some screenshots from some good sales, so I'll be highlighting those later in the video. The first sale I want to go over is this amazing tulle t-shirt. It's a vintage band tee, and I sold this shirt for $75 on Poshmark. It got a ton of attention because it's from 1995 and it's a certain color and graphic, I don't know, that was desirable. So I was so excited to accept a $75 offer on this shirt. I definitely had it listed higher. I can't remember if I started at 100 or not. But yeah, 75 for a t-shirt that I found at the thrift shop is an awesome score. Selling this shirt made me want to look at t-shirts more at the thrift. Honestly, it's pretty rare that I find cool shirts like this. It feels like usually I only find shirts from like fun runs that people do or like high school football teams. So if you have any advice for sourcing vintage t-shirts, let me know because I'm obsessed with it. I just don't find a lot in my area. Anyway, the next sale that I have on Poshmark was a $94 sweatshirt. That's right, it is a plain sweatshirt by this brand A9. Anyway, I found the sweatshirt at the thrift shop for I think $4 or $5, and lucky for me, I watch a lot of YouTube and I remembered the brand, and when I saw it, I was like, ooh, I think that's one of the good ones. I looked it up and I could not believe that I found sweatshirts, plain sweatshirts, selling for, you know, $75, $80, $90. So I listed mine. Again, I don't remember what my listing price was, but I listed it for maybe over $100 because I ended up selling it for $94, and I distinctly remember that that was an offer. So I may have even had it listed at like $125 or something. Ultimately, when that offer came through, I hit accept so fast and I really was nervous that the buyer was going to say, oh, I made a mistake and cancel it. But yeah, they went through with it. I sent that sweatshirt out and all is good. This next item, I will never forget picking this up because I was actually sourcing with my friend Tori. Her Instagram is Tori Resells, and we go thrifting in her town sometimes. They had like kind of recently opened the Goodwill, and it's kind of this like secret treasure because I feel like they definitely, okay, firstly, they have a ton of inventory, but it's a smaller community. So I think this is one of those shops that has just semis of Goodwill inventory coming in from all over the country, and they're putting it out on the shelves and on the racks. And so you get a really awesome variety of items compared to other Goodwills that I can tell, or other thrift shops I can tell are more local. And so that's great because it brings in brands that you wouldn't normally get in a smaller community like mine, and some really huge moneymakers. So the reason I'll never forget picking up this particular item is because we were going through the jackets. I think it was fall, so they had coats and jackets out, and the material of it honestly didn't feel like that expensive or anything, but it intrigued me. And so like I pulled it to look at it, and it didn't have sleeves. And I was like, okay, what is this piece? I need to know more. It did have a brand marking, which really helped, and it turns out it was some poncho by Dudley. I had never heard of this brand, and honestly, I haven't seen it since, but I looked up the brand logo and the name really quickly while I was at the store and couldn't believe that it looked like pieces were reselling, not retailing, but reselling for really good money. So for maybe the $6 price tag, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. I listed this poncho and I remember it selling within like a day or something for my full asking price, no offers, no nothing. My full asking price of $100. I could not believe it. Okay, sorry to pop in here looking all different in a different situation, but as I was editing this video, I realized that one of the sales on my list I never recorded. I must have gotten so excited about the other one, so I wanted to highlight it real quick. So sorry that this is different, but I have to do this real quick, right, to crank this video out. Okay, so one sale that I was really proud of is this Polo Ralph Lauren leather bomber jacket. It was pretty heavy. I found it at a local thrift shop. I think it's actually in one of my thrift hauls, so I will be sure to link that. But it sold for $125 on Poshmark. Again, like every single one of these sales, I honestly just couldn't believe that I found something so valuable in my Central Illinois thrift shops. Make sure you're checking the coats when you go thrifting, especially this time of year, because there can be some real gold there. So those are my highest Poshmark sales of $75 and up. Next, I'm going to move on to Facebook Marketplace. I have had a lot of awesome sales on Facebook Marketplace, but I will say that the traffic has kind of dwindled down as of late. I'm recording this in December of 2021, and I'm just surprised at how slow traffic has been over there. But like I said, I've made some really awesome sales there. The only sale I made on Facebook Marketplace that's going to qualify for this video is a huge lot of Vision Corningware cookware. This is vintage glass cookware that is pretty desirable. And actually, I think I found it at that same thrift shop where I found the Dudley Stevens poncho that I shared earlier. So I really found some gems at this place. So this listing was for 8 pieces of glass. Y'all, that's crazy. I did count the lids because this sort of cookware doesn't always have lids. And so I think that can count as a piece. So this ended up selling for $135 on Facebook. I think in all my cost of goods was about $20 for all of the pieces. Preparing this sale for shipping was no easy task, and it will definitely make me think twice about listing that much glass together because I had it listed on Facebook Marketplace, and the way you can charge for shipping on there is so flexible. I actually had charged the buyer for shipping a flat rate, and I didn't put in any kind of prepaid shipping label. So what was nice about that is it gave me some flexibility in how I wanted to ship this. So I actually shipped it in 2 separate packages, and I paid for the label for each package, and it still kept me within that $25 shipping. That is definitely one thing I really love about Facebook Marketplace is that you can charge a flat shipping rate and then decide how you're gonna ship it when you actually sell the item. I have made some really awesome sales on eBay as well. So this next item is a $0 to $120 flip, and I got it off the side of the road, guys. I really did. This is a vintage ball barbecue little grill. So it's something that I saw on the side of the road actually after going to a garage sale, and I thought, can I carry this home? Can I carry this home? I can, right? I had walked to the local garage sale and it was just sitting on the edge of the road across the street. So luckily for me, it was really like yay big. So I was able to carry it along with the few items that I picked up at that garage sale to my house, which is only 2 blocks away. I looked up the item when I got home. Either way, I knew I had to take this baby home because it was so 60s cool, right? I took it home, looked up the brand, and I was really astonished and surprised to find out that it was going for so much money. Now, this particular grill, it had some flaws. It had like a dent in the front of it, but that's very fixable. It also had some rust in like the pan of the grill, but all in all, this thing looked so cool. And so I listed this and it sold for $120 plus the $25 shipping to go to Palm Springs, California. I don't know if this landed in someone's antique shop or if it landed in their homes, but like being in Central Illinois, the fact that this is sitting somewhere in Palm Springs just makes my heart like leap with joy. I love it. This next flip isn't quite 0 to 120. It's more like 25 cents to 200. Yeah, I love eBay so much. In the summer of 2020, I went to a garage sale with one of my best friends who has a great eye for vintage and she just loves going to garage sales. We had been out all morning and we decided to hit up one more on the way out. And honestly, I don't even think this garage sale was on our list. I think we just like were cruising and saw it and said, one more, what's it gonna hurt? I ended up finding some real gems at this garage sale. But the one that takes the cake is this Nintendo Power magazine. I have talked about it in my social media, but I don't think I've ever put it on my YouTube channel. This was the first edition of Nintendo Power magazine, and that makes it really special and nostalgic for a lot of people. The bonus is that it also had a Zelda map, like a fold-out centerfold in this magazine that was still intact. And the map for the game Zelda, it seemed to be very desirable to people when they were looking for this particular issue of the magazine. When you think of a video game magazine in the 80s, it's hard to imagine anything remaining intact. Generally, these are in the hands of kids who have their grimy Dorito fingers on it, they spill their Fanta on it, you know, or their Fresca. I feel like I drank a lot of Fresca when I was that age. Anyway, the fact that anything could withstand the sort of torture a child would put on this magazine is incredible. Now, I will say this magazine had some flaws. The cover was a little wrinkly. I think it had a couple tears, but it still sold for $200. This was an auction. I decided to put it at bid because when I looked up comps, the comps were all over the place, but they were pretty high, like, you know, over $100. I decided to put it up for auction and I loved watching the bidding war. The price went up pretty high, but then once it was over 100 and something, I felt like it kind of plateaued. Most of the people that were seriously interested, they kind of were watching it until the end. In the end, it ended up at like $202.50, I think it was. It'll be on the screen. And this was sold through a global shipping program and went to France. This next sale, I don't have a screenshot of, but I have a really awkward like YouTube video screenshot that I can show of this Guitar Hero guitar that sold for $90 on eBay. Oh my gosh. Free things are all my best sales. Holy cow, this is crazy. I got this guitar for free from a friend who will often give me like kind of a bag or box of stuff from their house in exchange for a couple items that I have listed. And I found some really valuable stuff from what they give me. So I'm always grateful for that. But this guitar sold for $90 plus shipping on eBay, or no, $90 free shipping on eBay. And I actually did make a video on how I shipped it more affordably than like doing some kind of large flat rate box or something like that. And you kind of have to Frankenbox these guitars. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out my video. I'll have it linked in the description below. But this sale was, again, really epic because you just don't expect to get $90 for a plastic guitar. You just don't. And so to make that kind of sale was just so exciting for me. Okay, I have to admit something. This video is going to be a little misleading because I had a screenshot of a t-shirt that I sold and I thought I sold it for like over $100, but I actually sold it for $54 on Poshmark. So call me out in the comments if you must. I'm so sorry. But this Beverly Hills 90210 t-shirt actually sold for $54 on Poshmark. I thought that I had sold it for $100 on eBay. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. But the truth is the sale is located on Poshmark for $54. Either way, I think it's still pretty epic to have a vintage 90210 t-shirt go for $54 on a platform like Poshmark. So I wanted to bring it in because that was the sale that was supposed to be number 9 out of 10. And it turns out that it's not quite over that $75 mark that I intended to do for this video. Whoopsie. And my final epic sale that I cannot talk about enough. I have a full video dedicated to this sale, but for this video, I wanted to give it a shout out. Again, to remind you that anything is possible with reselling, and some of these items, like you can come across super valuable items. Again, this is a $0 to $2,000 sale. Yeah, you heard that right. This is a video game that if you've been watching my channel for a while, you may have already seen the video of it, but it's Grand Theft Auto for the PlayStation. And this is a special edition that actually was like more mature than mature. And when they put out this edition, they call it the Hot Coffee Edition. And what made this video game so special was not only that it was the edition that came out before it got the new adult rating, but it was also sealed. And that's what made a really big difference in me selling this game compared to it would have been maybe $100 or less if it were not sealed. So yeah, I listed this video game for like $2,700. I ended up selling it for $2,200 on eBay. Before I listed it, I did submit it to Wada Grading, who I don't know, might be defunct now because they had some kind of scandal, but all of this happened before the scandal, I promise. I decided to have this game graded because then it would give the potential buyer not only super secure packaging, because this thing comes back from grading in like a practically bulletproof bulletproof case. It's crazy. But it also gives them a rating on like what the quality of the seal is. Like if the flap's open, that's going to be a much lower rating than if it's like flat and in good condition. So they look at that and then they look at the game. And so my game not only had an epic, really good rating, but it was sealed and it had been graded already. So the potential buyer wouldn't have to send their game in to get it graded because I had done that for them. What was annoying was how long it took to get it graded. I think because Pokemon cards and video games had blown up in such a way, they were just super backlogged, but it took several months for us to get our game back. And I was kind of wishing that I had just listed it instead of sent it in for grading. But in the end, I think we made a good choice. I have to give a huge shout out to my husband, who is a video game fanatic, and he picked up like a free lot of video games. And that's how we got this from Facebook Marketplace. He picked up that free lot, and because it was sealed in an older game, he went ahead and scanned it for me, and that's when we discovered the potential profit and then the profit that we did end up getting. So shout out to the hubs, who will not watch this video probably, but I love him so much and I appreciate his support. All right, so that does it. Now, these are individual sales that were $75 and up, but I have made some good Poshmark bundles that were kind of in that range as well, $75 to $100. I didn't highlight those, but maybe I could in the future. If you're interested in learning more about Poshmark bundles or hearing more about it, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know if you're interested in getting that sort of information. Otherwise, I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you found it useful, and I hope it reminds you to scan everything and look up all the comps, because you really never know what is going to sell for $2,000. All right, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.